Hey everyone, so I just watched the fifth season of Cobra Kai, and of course, it's the spinoff of Karate Kid, has the returning actors, Ralph Macchio, and all the others. And honestly, the fifth season, uh, really the fourth season is my least favorite, definitely. I thought that um, the whole storyline with Kenny, the new kid in town being bullied, was already overdone. We've seen it in Karate Kid. We've seen it in the first season of Cobra Kai, and just got tiresome and redundant. Um, so that's definitely my least favorite. Um, but I will also say this that the fifth season is better in my opinion, and um, they definitely raised the stakes as well as some actual weapons being used in the fights, and that definitely does help. Um, it's more graphic, and also there's some moments where I'm questioning if they're gonna cross the line between family, pretty much kid show, um, to more adult and mature. Which I mean is both. That's has a good blend of it being for the whole family, because of course there's going to be people in their 40s and 50s that's, you know, diehard Karate Kid fans that want to see this show as well. And I think that also, the villain, Grease, has been in prison, which was interesting. I did like that little twist at the end of season 4 a lot. And as far as this season, I feel like towards the end, the twist was really kind of unnecessary. I get why they did it because who wanted to see Chris die? Um, hello, Lisa. And yeah, so we're talking about first season of Cobra Kai. You can feel free to comment. Um, but yes, where is it going with this? So yeah, as you all know, if you've seen this season, don't worry about the spoilers. But if you haven't, then I suggest you come back later, because there are spoilers in here. Um, but like, I was really hyped up for Miguel's search for his father in Mexico. That went on for like 2 episodes. I felt like it kind of, I don't know, just felt kind of unnecessary to me. I guess it was just to make us more excited for, give something to look forward to in this season. Um, which it was exciting, and then it just kind of went nowhere. I felt like, um, but then also when it comes to Johnny and Daniel, that was a lot of fun. I love their chemistry together. It's the chemistry with everybody in the cast is great. That's one of the reasons this show works so well. Um, and I like the dynamics and the conflicts between them, um, which I feel like it's starting to get kind of, again, redundant because there's only so much you can do with this type of story, without having it repeat itself several times. Like, again, with the bully storyline and all, um, which I get, that's one of the appeals of the Karate Kid and all. But I think that also, um, it's kind of starting to get, for me anyway, I know a lot of fans still love it, but it's starting to get a little dry, a little stale, a little repetitive. Because I'll say this, I've been saying this, that honestly, I think that the end of season 3 was peak, like the best ending you could have, where Johnny and Daniel have balance finally. They see each other's differences and combine that to teach their students, and I think that was the perfect ending. for the Cobra Kai series, but of course they need money and they want money, and I can see why fans would want more. And I'm a fan. I still enjoy watching the series go on. And with season 3, with the flashbacks of Kreese, I thought a little bit was getting a little unnecessary. Honestly, like he's a bad guy. Like we want to see some humanity to him, which was nice. But then I want to see more of like the other characters besides his past, to be honest. And but it worked. You know, and the climax in season 3 was really good as well, and the dojo. But then, anyway, back to season 5. Um, Terry Silver is in command and you know, taking over the valley and everything. Um, and I kind of like, you know, seeing the action take place outside of the tournaments because, you know, it's all fair game. And just makes it more personal because it is, you know. And I think as well as, like at the end of season 2, it was great, the fight in the school and all. And as a result, Miguel got severely injured. Um, and I'd like to have seen more of that take place in this season as well. But we don't see much of the teens fighting, which I missed that part, honestly. I miss them, seeing them fight, but it's more of the adults' time to shine, really. Um, and it's good to see them, you know, the Daniel's wife and all have them some conflict with, you know, her not wanting him to pursue karate for the safety of their kids, understandably. Um, but at the same time, when they split up for like an episode, it was I wanted that to happen because I wanted there to be some stakes in the show because she's been ranting on about him and his karate for a while, and then to see it finally result in, you know, their brief breakup, it was kind of nice. It brought some reality to the show, and but that was short lived. And also, I think that they could have continued that a little more, you know, drag it out some. And the part where Miguel and Johnny's son, I forget his name. Uh, anyway, it'll come to me eventually. But whenever they finally fight it out and uh, set apart their differences, uh, it felt forced to me, honestly, because the writing, the dialogue that was said to Miguel, uh, where he's like, I felt bad for you, like what I did. I've always regretted it, like almost like throwing you off the railing, whatever. And like, you're trying to kick his ass through the whole series afterwards, like you didn't care. Like, I just felt like that wasn't realistic to me anyway, given what we saw and knew. Um, but yeah. So honestly, the comedy is great. I think that also the best part of it and the best character was chosen. Um, ironically, was the funniest and best part of the show, because you know he's the villain in Karate Kid 2, and you don't really expect it from him. Um, but I loved his delivery, and I also loved how, you know, they written his character to become a good guy. You know, that he's changed all these years, even though he was the most deranged out of all of them. Like he was actually wanting to kill uh, Daniel, and um, I really like the throwbacks to Karate Kid 3, um, with Daniel's old girlfriend, and how mutual friendship. That's how he met his wife, current wife, and you know, again, um, I do think that the whole ending with seeing Kreese escape was kind of, you know, nice, I guess, because like we don't want to see Kreese die because he's a villain you love to hate, you know, and it gives some good tension to the show, and he's, you know, the original villain. Um, but it's unrealistic. You gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit because I mean, whenever like they rubbed Jello on him to make it look like he was shanked, like no one thought to check his pulse or to check his body for wounds. That was unbelievable to me, but it's a show. I mean, you can't really go into it expecting it to be all be realistic. And excuse me. Um, but everything was tied up in a nice little bow, you know, like everyone, you know, Miguel and uh, Johnny's son had made up and become brothers pretty much. And, you know, Johnny has accepted his role as being a father this go round with his new baby on the way. And, you know, everything with Daniel's family was good. And, you know, Chosen had lived, which was nice. And, you know, I think that they tied it up nicely just in case they don't have a sixth season, which I'm sure they will because it's a very popular show. But again, I just love when shows know when to get out while the going is good, you know, instead of dragging it on and milking it, you know, until it loses its um, appeal or, you know, it becomes predictable and just overdone. Um, which many shows don't do that, which they should, in my opinion. But overall, I like this season. Um, you know, it's probably the fourth best, and fourth being my last favorite. Um, with probably one, two, and three being the best in that order. Um, but again, it's great seeing Terry Silver back. And you know, again, the cast is great. The humor is on point. Everything, like the creators really know how to mix in the old with the new and make it relevant, but also like nostalgic for older fans that want to, you know, catch in on the fun. And yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's on Netflix, so yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much my thoughts on, you know, this fifth season. So let me know what you think.